So I have some tips for today. So I'm the author of Self-Care Sucks. My name is Medina. So for today, I'm going to talk about discovering self-care. Just like Camille said, self-care is more than going to the spa or getting a massage or taking a bubble bath, okay? We really need to dig deeper into why we're struggling with self-care and what it means for us in different stages of our life. So before I begin, I'd like to introduce myself. Of course, my name is Medina, author of Self-Care Sucks. By trade, I'm a neuromuscular therapist, women's health and wellness advocate, entrepreneur, and I'm also a mother of three. A mother of three and a wife. So I have many titles. So after I graduated, I founded my own private practice back in 2021 called My Meaningful Health. And my private practice was focused on pregnancy, women going through pregnancy and postpartum, and just supporting them during those times. I was helping women alleviate lower back pain, leg pain, different things that they were going through. So in 2022, I was also awarded the Shades of Blue Good Heart Award for the work that I was doing for the women through my private practice. And of course, my private practice was published through Vogue, Fashion Week Online, and Juice Box Time, and many more publications. So let's continue. So these are some of the pictures through my private practice, some of the women that gave me permission to post. So during my time in my private practice, I worked with so many women, more than 300 women, and a lot of them taught me good lessons, okay? They're going through different stages of their life. And one thing that I noticed, some of my clients were coming to me for lower back pain, and lower back pain, neck pain, all those issues. But when they would come into the session, the session turned into something else. They start to express what they were going through for self-care, and they thought that coming to my session, that was helping them in that area, self-care. And then I started to realize that the majority of my clients were going through stress, and as we all know, stress can contribute to a lot of other health issues. Okay, so there's a big connection with that. And when I was going in my private practice, I thought I knew what self-care meant for me. And after work, I was like, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to buy me like my favorite treat, ice cream. But that didn't make me feel good. I thought that, if I spent money on myself, I was taking care of myself. Or I put the kids to sleep and I was just watching my favorite show, I was taking care of myself. But I didn't feel good. So it was not until I was burnt out. I was burnt out. And last year, I was pregnant because I gave birth in the beginning of January of this year. So last year I took a break. I really took a break just to figure out what self-care meant for me and how to take care of myself on a deeper level, okay? Because what they say, you can't really take care of others if you can't take care of yourself. So during those months, I went through a transformation. Of course, through that transformation, I went through a lot of emotions: self-doubt, mom guilt, what it means to be productive, okay? When I was with my kids, my mind was everywhere. I couldn't really focus or be present. So what did it mean to take care of myself? Mentally, I was spending money, but mentally, I was not there. I was not aligned. So with that being said, I took a pause. I said, okay, I need to stop allowing what social media tells us the definition of self-care. You see these glamorous reels, right? The bubble bath, going to a massage. You're like, ooh, okay. But what happens when you come back from that massage? What happens when you come back from that trip? Do you feel aligned? For me, that was just a pause. Because self-care, when you're taking care of yourself, that doesn't mean that you're not going to go through challenges through life. That's just a part of life. It doesn't stop there. It just means that you're able to manage other areas in your life so you don't crumble and you feel aligned. Okay, so what if I told you that we all go through different stages of our life, okay? And in each stage, we have different needs. We have different needs and we need different forms of self-care. So for example, you have a woman who is single, she gets married, right? So that's two different stages, right? So you do different things to take care of yourself. Now she becomes a first-time mom. So she believes that, the previous seasons, I was doing this, 1, 2, and 3. I thought that was working, but now she's trying to do the same things. It's not working for her because she's in a different season in her life. And it changes. Our needs changes during those seasons. So we all have goals in life. In the beginning of the year, we have goals that requires an energy to work on our health. We have finance goals, spiritual goals, family goals, career goals, okay? So, in different seasons of life, we put energy in one of these categories, and it's highlighted in that season of life. So, for example, let's say that, we have, I'm in a season of life where I need to focus on my health, okay? And if I'm not focusing on my health, I'm lacking confidence. So that's stopping me from advancing in my career. That's stopping me from being present with my family. Yeah, so it's affecting me. So I know in this season of life, my form of self-care is really focusing on my health, working out, and feeling the best version of myself. So let's say you're having family problems, that's really affecting you. So if you're not focusing on fixing those problems or finding solutions, it's going to affect you in all areas of life, okay? So you have to really figure out what category is highlighted in your season of life and see what self-care habits that you can fit in there. So everything else is manageable and you don't feel like you're crumbling. So these are just 3 different pictures. This one's not loading for some reason. So these 3 different pictures, I was in 3 different seasons of life. So I needed 3 different forms of self-care, okay? This one I needed more of a creative outlet. The second picture was showing when I became a first-time mom. So, before I was a parent, I had more time on my hands. But now I was a parent, I didn't have a lot of time. And right here, this is when I first started my private practice with my daughter. And I really needed to figure out how to take care of myself on a deeper level so I can be able to be present and not burn out by taking care of the women in my private practice. So I want to ask the question, how many of you grew up with parents that showed you how to take care of yourself? That's good. Good. And how many of us saw our parents burnt out from work or being a caretaker, right? It goes way deeper. It goes to childhood. How can we know how to take care of ourselves if we never saw anybody as a role model for that area? Okay. So I have another question. What requires your time and energy, and what is draining you? You really have to take time and figure out, okay, is it work? Is it my job? What is draining you, and what requires your time and energy? So really dig deeper and to take some time to ask you, what is draining you? So after you ask that, what are some activities that can help recharge and ground you? Okay, a lot of people do meditation. Maybe, you've been in the house for a very long time. You need to get out, you need to socialize, you need to be around positive people, a good environment. Maybe you need to start journaling. So what are some activities that can help you recharge and ground you? And when it comes to changing your self-care habit, you need to change your mindset. Your mind is a powerful tool, so use it to your advantage. So one thing I mentioned in my book, and I feel like it's a hot topic now, is words of affirmation. So words of affirmation helps put our mind in a positive state. So in my book, I write a list of words of affirmation catered to self-care. And these are some words of affirmation. I want everyone to repeat after me. I take excellent care of myself.
I take excellent care of myself.
I let myself take breaks.
Let myself take breaks.
I am gentle with myself as I am with others.
I'm gentle with myself as I am with others.
I embrace and value all my emotions.
I embrace and value all my emotions.
So with that being said, I embrace and value all my emotions. And when you're going through a transformation, you're trying to figure out how to take care of yourself at a new level, you're going to go through some ups and downs, to go through a lot of emotion to figure that out. Why do you think self-care is about spending money, if you think that? What is your mindset around self-care? And another tip, assess your initial self-care level. What I mean by that is really look into your schedule, your calendar, and see where you take a pause. Either, you come from work, you're sitting on the couch, watching TV. Really figure out where you take a pause. And okay, you figure that out. And now, okay, what can I do? Because I know when, during my pregnancy, when I take a pause from my private practice, I really got into reading. So I started to read some self-help books every month because my mind was just everywhere. I was like, okay, let me check my email because I was running a business. Entrepreneurship, that's like a whole nother topic. So my mind was just everywhere. So I needed something to allow myself to pause. So I practiced discipline. I was like, I'm gonna read a book once a month. And now I read a book every week. So I needed that. Then I started to get into journaling. In that phase of life, I felt like I needed some mental clarity and, teach myself to slow down. So that was a way for me to do that. So also look at your schedule and see where you feel like you neglect yourself. So for example, you're getting the kids ready for school, okay? You're making everyone else breakfast, but you forget to make yourself breakfast. So what can you do in order to not neglect yourself in that time? Maybe prep some, breakfast or pack a protein bar so you don't feel like you're neglecting yourself and you're taking care of everyone else. Self-care also means adding yourself to the plan as well, okay? Just as you getting everyone else ready for bed, you have a routine, make sure you're adding yourself to. Make sure that you're adding a routine for yourself. So, practice discipline and set reminders on your phone. Self-care requires discipline. Just like, you have a fitness goal that requires discipline. You have to have intention and practice discipline. And another reminder tip is to set reminders on your phone. So have reminders throughout the day. Just a reminder like, hey, drink some water, take care of yourself. Just daily reminders that will help, put you in a state, that you have to take care of yourself. I did this again because this is very important. Practice discipline, and set reminders on your phone. Building positive self-care habits require discipline. Okay, so I have some quotes here that I found very interesting. I just want to say that we all need to stop making excuses for ourselves. We need to stop making excuses for ourselves. And when we tell people, hey, put yourself first, okay, what does that mean? Because I know I'm going to make sure my kids are set before, I'm dressed well. So what does that mean? That means, hey, if I dress my kids well, I make sure that I'm put together too. So we have to make sure that we are not forgetting that we're important as well, especially as Black people in the community and everybody. We can really get mixed in responsibilities and work, and we just really need to dig deeper into why we struggle with this. And it can all start with who were our role models. We have to do better for the next generation, and it starts with us, because we don't want the next generation of people who do not know how to take care of themselves. So I have some quotes here. You are imperfect, you are wired for struggle, but you are worthy of love and belonging. Self-care is so much more than a beauty regimen or an external thing you do. It has to start within your heart to know what you need to navigate your life. A pedicure doesn't last, but meditating every day does. I have come to believe that caring for myself is not self-indulgent. Caring for myself is an act of survival. As you grow older, you discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself and for helping others. Self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you. When you take care of yourself, you're a better person for others. When you feel good about yourself, you treat others better. And that is it. Thank you so much for listening. You can follow me on Instagram. This is my Instagram name, and my website is authormedina.com. And I have a QR code to my book on Amazon. That is it. Thank you so much.